Hello guys, Crystal here, SavvyBroker.com, and I want to talk to you about forensics engineers. A lot of you folks out there probably know what a forensics engineer is. I didn't know myself, I was never taught that. I know forensics, I always thought about it in, murder cases and stuff like that, but not in engineering. So a forensics engineer is an engineer that comes into your home after the fact, so after the realtors lied and the sellers failed to disclose. It's true. Then the forensics engineer comes in and pieces together what happened. So they do an as-is drawing of the house. So they'll do, all these little measurements and they'll do laser readings and they'll create all of these 3D drawings and translation. They're going to spend your money and a whole lot of it. And well, it's quite possibly useless because it's hard to hold the realtor accountable anyway. So what should happen is you have proof that the realtor failed to disclose. The realtor should be liable, but they're not. The seller admits to fraud and the buyer should be, should be reimbursed for that. But instead you have to fight for years. So they lie and you buy the house and you spend years to get back what you already thought you had, right? So you thought you bought a particular thing. You didn't get that because they lied, and you proved they lied, but you have to fight for years in court. And a lot of things can happen in that. In that time when you're fighting, you're kind of looking for a court date, but even if you get to court and you get a huge judgment, what's going to make the seller pay? Nothing. And the realtor, well, they get out of it. So you can, what are you going to do? You can go after a seller's property, but we're going to talk about that in another video. I'm getting off topic. Basically, you can use a forensics engineer in car accidents, stuff like that, so they can try to piece together what happened. A good forensics engineer will be able to come in and do a whole bunch of measurements on torque and load and, a whole bunch of physics and really technical stuff to prove what's going on with your house. And it's something that you take to court with you, but a lot of times you don't even make it to court, you just use it in what's called discovery. So you have all of these reports that end up going back and forth from attorneys and basically pressuring the seller and the realtor who lied to pony up some money and, get you whole again, which the realtors, they just end up, they're like Teflon, like everything just washes off of them. They're like, I didn't know. I thought the seller fixed it. Well, no, they didn't, but how are you going to prove that? So follow some of our tips on what to do as buyers and stay out of that situation. But what to look for in a forensics engineer is talk to their other clients. How do they bill? Are they overbilling? It's such a new career in some areas that if there's only one person who does the whole state, they can pretty much get away with anything. By anything, I mean taking you for money hand over fist. Coming into town and charging everybody for the trip up. All the different houses that they go and do whatever they do, they charge. And there's a lot of unscrupulous people out there. So to find a good engineer, they shouldn't be costing you. You shouldn't have to pay, 30 or the last situation I saw, the guy quoted $10,000 and I think it ended up being more like almost $60,000 it would have been to get to the end of his report and his recommendation on a house. Basically, they know they got you where they want you, and it's a real tough situation to be in. So a forensics engineer should not cost you huge money. I mean, you might plan for $10,000, but if $10,000, gets you a lot more, it's worth it. But at the same time, don't let them get you in a situation where they kind of have you, they just have a hold of you. And anyway, I just wanted you folks to know about forensics engineers. I'm babbling a little bit here, but I'll give you a lot more information on realestateindustrywhistleblower.com about forensics engineers, what they do, what they should be doing, what kind of money they're charging, what they should be charging, and what you can expect when dealing with a forensics engineer. See you later and have a great day.